Good evening everyone, welcome to round number 4 of the Track Stars Touring Car Series. We're live here tonight from Belgium and the town of Stavelot as we go racing at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit for the Ardennes 250. There's been a lot of mixing around with drivers and cars since we last saw you at Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 500. We'll just give you a quick rundown of the field tonight. We've got Loudy Dark Mist, of course, returning in his familiar number 156 for Robosport Racing, representing Nissan. Then we've got our defending champion Diswood 1, carrying the number 1 for the CP Motorsports Honda. Disappointed in the number 95 It's Racing Esports Honda. Gaban's a familiar sight in the number 55 Intercontinental Esports Racing Group Lexus. And then we have the first of the Mash Spud Racing Lexus's Ratty McForehead and the number 45. The second of the Robosport Racing Nissan's Lurox 22 and the number 22. He's been promoted into a full-time spot for this season after Colin T24 sadly had to withdraw. We've got our current championship leader, Speedy Tyres, in the number 41 Nissan representing Satellite Racing. Then the leader of Mash Spuds Racing. In the second car we've seen from the squad tonight, and Spud P666 running the number 32. After a fortnight off, EBM Brandosa 34 returns and he'll take part in the number 34 It's Racing Esports Honda. Then we have Duram 50, who unfortunately disconnected from last week's Daytona 500. He'll be running the number 50 CP Motorsports Honda. Sadly, Ridwan isn't here tonight, so stepping up as a reserve in his place is TH Lunacy. He'll be driving the number 79 Satellite Racing Nissan. And then we have AZ Soul Reaper. He'll be taking part in the number 787 Nissan representing Shade On Racing Team. Then we have the second of the Ice Racing Group Lexuses with Sir Slayer 1991 piloting the number 13 car tonight. And then rounding out our field, John 27 TCT, who had an impressive run in the TS2 touring cars just a few moments ago. He'll be driving the number 26 Nissan. As we jump towards the front, it is Diswood 1 on his first qualifying lap. He'll be leading the field around to set a lap time. So sunny skies at the moment. But as you've probably seen in the earlier races, there's been very patchy weather with some rain throughout the TS3 and TS2 touring cars, presenting a challenge for all drivers. And although it's sunny now, I can probably say that don't expect it to stay that way for the entire race, as I'm sure the elements will throw in a bit of a surprise again. So Diswood comes across the line at 2 minute flat .413. Ratty McForehead in second, disappointed in third, and Spud P666 jumps up the second. Duram 50 in fifth. Lurox sitting in 6th, Speedy Tyres 7th, Loudy Dark Mist 8th. Slow lap time there from Brandosa, looks like he's had an issue. Soul Reaper into 9th. Let's see Lunacy heading around the final corner, coming across the line. What lap time will he produce? 2:17, so a bit off the pace there. sure if John's on a fast lap here. Looks like he's isn't carrying a lot of pace down the straights. Because it looks like things have frozen up here. Apologies there, we just had a few quick issues that we had to deal with. We'll head back into things now. Looks like Duran 50 towards the top. Looks like we're at our closing stages of the qualifying session. Diswood completing a flying lap here. Gets all out of shape coming out of the final corner. And he doesn't improve his lap time. Disappointed down in 4th position. We've got Ratty McForehead sitting in 3rd. And Spud P666 in 5th. So I believe we're at an end to qualifying. Looks like everyone's beginning to park up their cars in preparation for the race, and we've got Duran 50 at the top of the timesheets at the moment. 159.7, so great lap time there from him to take pole. 159.8 for his teammate Diswood 1. So it'll be an all CP Motorsports front row lockout. By the looks of things here. Then the Mash Spuds Racing Lexus of Ratty McForehead coming in to spoil the Honda party. Splitting up, disappointed. Who's sitting in 4th place. And then N Spud P666. Making sure it's a strong result for both MSR Lexuses. So it looks like we're not far away from getting things started here. I'll just give everyone a quick rundown through the starting grid. Duran 50 starting from pole position. Diswood 1 joining him on the front row. Then it'll be Ratty McForehead and Disappointed on row 2. And Spud P666 and EBM Brandosa 34 on row 3. Then it'll be TH Lunacy and Speedy Tyres on row 4. Lurox 22 and Loudy Dark Mist inside the top 10. Then be Slayer 1991, AZ Soul Reaper, John 27 TCT, and then Gabans rounding out the field. So we get ready for a race start. The revs are building, 5 lights, and we are underway and racing. It looks like Duran and Diswood have had an even start so far. Ratty McForehead looking down the inside in the turn 1, holds on the position 3 as the CP Motorsports cars go side by side on the run down to Eau Rouge. But it's Diswood who takes the lead here. As he leads the field through. It's Diswood from Duran 50, Ratty McForehead and Spud P666 making a move for 4th place. Bit of a wide run there from Diswood. And he manages to hold on to a nice lead here on the opening lap. So it's 2 Hondas from 2 Lexus. And then another pair of Hondas, all from 3 different teams running 2 by 2. And even extend that down to 8th place as the 2 satellite cars in the Nissans are down in 7th and 8th respectively. So you could say that there's probably a lot of information sharing going on between the different teams, getting themselves level with each other. But I'm sure over the course of the race things will get mixed up and we won't have this 2 by 2 by 2 running. As we see Slayer 1991 sitting in 9th place, Soul Reaper sitting inside the top 10 on his debut in the main series. Gabans, Loudy Dark Mist, Lurox, and then John 27 rounding out the field. As Diswood crosses the line to begin lap number 2. Starting to build a comfortable margin here. Of course, Diswood was our winner last time out here at Spa-Francorchamps, as he secured a pair of dominant victories. No one was able to touch him on that occasion. And it looks like today he's ready to make that 3 victories on the bounce here in Belgium. That being said, he does have Duran 50 just shadowing him about 1.6, 1.7 seconds back. A little bit further back, got the 2 Mash Spud racing cars in 3rd and 4th, closely followed by the 2 It's Racing Esports Hondas, and then just a little further back the 2 Satellite Racing Nissans. Looks like the field is spreading out nicely at the start of this one, although a bit of damage for Lurox there, and Lurox is in the wall here. He's dropped down to the back of the field. So not the start to his race that he would have liked. And as you can see, he's already 38 seconds off the pace, so he'll be in for a long day. Probably be hoping for a safety car to come out at some point. Meanwhile, back out in front, it is Diswood leading the way still. Extending that margin nearly out to 2 seconds over his teammate. Duran 50 also building a nice little buffer out in second place. And then it's the Mash Buds Racing versus It's Racing Esports battle going on for third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Speedy Tyres has moved himself up in the 7th place, so some progress made as Ruddy McForehead runs a bit wide there. That's going to bring his teammate right onto his tail. What was looking a bit more comfortable is starting to be a bit of pressure applied from Menspud on his teammate. He's disappointed, runs way wide out there. That's going to cost him a lot of ground and brings his teammate EBM Brandosa onto the tail. As Enspud and Ruddy McForehead swap position, so Enspud assumes 3rd position in this race now. Disappointed still holding on. He's gone around. Bit of trouble there for Disappointed, and that's allowed Brandosa into 5th place, so both sets of teammates from Mash Buds Racing and It's Racing Esports swapping positions, similar to Satellite Racing as well with Speedy Tyres. Diswood putting in a fast lap, 1:59.3. Needs to really stretch that margin out in the last lap out to over 3 seconds over his teammate Duran 50. So he's looking to build that advantage early on. Interesting to see how everyone plays the strategy game here. The threat of rain about. It will require some quick thinking amongst the drivers to make sure that they are well prepared, possibly minimise their pit stops, given that there could be rain about. But they also don't really want to get caught out on a bad strategy as well to cost them dearly towards the end. So Diswood punching in those fast lap times. He's taken that advantage out to 4 seconds early on in this race. Meanwhile, the two teammates go to battle here for 3rd place in this race. It's like a bit of indication from Enspud, so maybe he's just letting his teammate know. And yes, he slightly earlier on the brakes, doesn't put up too much of a fight here. And both drivers getting back on with their race. I think Spud could possibly see that he was the fast car, and I think Brandosa's done a similar tactic there with Disappointed, Loud Disappointed back in front to try and challenge those two MSR Lexus out in front of him. And the move seems to be paying off instantly, as you can see that gap decreasing between Disappointed and N-Spud. As Brandosa now going to work, he's going to be defending for dear life from the two Satellite Racing Nissans of Speedy Tyres and Lunacy. As he has both of those cars right behind him. Oh, I don't know what's going on there, but there's cars going everywhere. Disappointed's taken damage. Speedy Tyres involved in that as well. I think Disappointed got out of control there, and it's unfortunately collected a few cars in amongst that. Brandosa with some very heavy damage, and the safety car's being called. So not surprisingly from a big incident like that. Safety car coming out. This will be a big break for Lurox, who's well over a minute behind. That'll bunch him back up onto the tail of the field here. So it provides a bit of a mix-up here to the race order. Ram 50 now taking the lead of this race, as Diswood pits under safety car. Lunacy opting to stay out as well, takes second place. Brandosa, heavily damaged car, but also choosing to stay out, so I'd expect him to pit this time around, because surely there's no way he can continue with the damage the way it is. We have Soul Reaper on his debut, sitting in fourth, and then Diswood, the first car to make a pit stop. He's gone for the soft tyres at this stage, so he's going to get that out of the way. Band's sitting in 6. I don't know if don't believe he's pitted yet, so he's still on the mediums. Brady McForehead on the softs as well. Same with N-Spud. Speedy Tyres going for the mediums after his pit stop. Rowdy Dark Mist on the softs. Mediums for Sir Slayer and Lurox as well. John 27 going for the mediums, and Disappointed, who was probably the cause of that incident earlier on, he's going for the soft tyres. Safety car leads the field around. Brandosa jumping into pit lane as we expected. That'll promote Soul Reaper into third place. So call from Nightwalker, safety car coming in this lap. As Brandosa heads back out on the track. Set of racing mediums on his car. Just noticed that Lurox has gone for the softs. He'll be on the tail of the field. So we head back racing. So Nightwalker in the Nissan GTR safety car, pacing the field here. As the last of our runners catches up to the back of the field. We'll get ready to go back racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. So safety car of Nightwalker accelerating away from the field. We're now under the control of Duran 50. There's the field bunched up, nice and close. We'll wait for him to choose when to accelerate before we go back racing. So he brings him in nice and slow through the bus stop chicane. Now he gets on the power. We head into lap number 8. We're back racing here at Spa. Duran leading the field into turn 1. Diswood making a dive down the inside for third place on Soul Reaper. Gets the job done there. Good move there from Diswood. Really gives him the upper hand in this race as he moves ahead one of the cars that hasn't pitted yet. And puts even more space between himself and Ratty McForehead. So it looks like Ratty has moved ahead of Gabans for 5th place. We've got Speedy Tyres sitting in 7th. Loudy Darkness in 8th. Loudy's gone way off track and into the fence. We just caught that from the back and he's got engine damage, so green flag racing, very short-lived. That'll surely be another safety car called into action. And as we say that, Nightwalker out onto the track. So say safety cars breed safety cars. Looks like N-Spud slowing, so I think there might have been a hit there from himself. Inflicted on Loudy Darkness, which has caused the damage. So Duran into pit lane to make his pit stop. We're 8 laps in here. 8 laps completed. 28 left to go. So Slayer also jumping into the pits for his stop. Lurox, I believe he's coming in for damage repair. So now it's Lunacy who is in the lead of the race, filling in for Ridwan F1 in the number 79 Satellite Racing Nissan. Early race leader Diswood though, sitting in second place. He's got a set of soft tyres there. As Nightwalker has a little moment in the safety car. Of course, these road cars not quite as easy to handle. Haven't got the aerodynamics that these Group 2 GT500 cars have. Certainly in comparison, you can see the difference in shapes and proportions from the road-going GTR compared to the racing counterpart that's usually seen in the Japanese Super GT Championship. So running orders Lunacy from Diswood. Brady McForehead getting himself up to third place. Soul Reaper sitting in fourth. Then it's Caban's Speedy Tyres. Disappointed. John 27 TCT. EBM Brandosa 34. Sir Slayer rounding out top 10. And then Jaram who's headed to pit lane. Along with Lurox 22. Then we have Loudy Dark Mist. And then Spud Petrie, 6 round outfield. I think he's taken a bit of self-punishment for the incident that has caused this latest safety car. Probably putting his hand up, admitting fault there a bit. Sorting it out in the race, dropping himself to the tail in the hopes that it'll attract maybe a lesser or no penalty in the post-race reviews. I'd expect the safety car will be in this lap. I'll just be waiting for word from the officials to come up on the screen. So there's your confirmation. Safety car will be in this lap. So it'll be interesting to see the strategy plays happening out here. Of course, all cars need to make 2 pit stops during the course of this race. Maybe the likes of Lunacy think that it's better to sit on the medium tyres, switch to the softs at some point later on in the race after running as long as possible on the mediums, and then maybe hoping for rain later on to complete that second stop. As Nightwalker sends the safety car away. The field's now under the control of Lunacy. be up to him when to accelerate. I'm assuming the exit of the bus stop will be a popular starting point for our restarts. As Lunacy gets on the gas, he'll set us off again. So we start lap number 11 of this race. 10 laps complete, 26 to go here. And Diswood right on the tail through turn 1. He's got an excellent run. He's going to run side by side with Lunacy on the run down to Eau Rouge. Does think better of it. But Diswood at this stage of the race will have the superior grip. And he's in the slipstream, looking to make a move now down the Camel Straight. So Diswood reassuming the lead of this race. Lunacy now dropped in the second. And Ruddy McForehead looking to hold on to Diswood. Will be looking to make a quick move here on Lunacy to try and keep himself in touch with our defending champion. That being said, I don't think margins at this stage of the race are going to be exactly crucial, because it seems like we're going to have a lot of safety cars going on, as it looks like there's an incident a bit further back. Yes, Speedy Tyres taking engine damage. And that's going to draw another safety car onto the track. As the field bunches up here. I think they've now received the message of the safety car. Do I see a car smoking back there? Doesn't look like it. This would astonishingly setting fastest lap under the safety car conditions to a degree. We've got Lunacy running second. Ruddy McForehead in third, then Disappointed in fourth. Soul Reaper sitting in fifth place at this stage. Brandosa just outside the top 5 in 6th place. So Slayer 1991 7th, Duram 50 in 8th, and Spud in 9th. York's in 10th. I think that's shuffled up a bit. I didn't think Spud was that far up the order, although maybe there's been a bit of a change here. Maybe Spud was ahead before the safety car was called. And we have Loudy Darkness, Gabans, John 27. Speedy Tyres heading out of pit lane. So as you probably saw a short moment ago, Mike Walker bringing the safety car in this time around. Message displayed on the screens. We'll get set to go back racing. So safety car accelerates away from the field. Diswood won our defending Trackstars Touring Car Series champion. He'll be back in the lead of this race. It'll be his decision when to get this race back underway. So back under green conditions again. Lap 14 of 36. Diswood leading the field into turn 1. Runs a little bit wide there, but the soft tyres he has compared to Lunacy's mediums definitely providing advantage there, keeping him out of trouble. Lunacy running in second, a little bit further back. The battle is on between Ruddy McForehead and Disappointed. Disappointed tucked right underneath the rear wing of the Mash Spuds Racing Lexus and pulls alongside down the Camel Straight. We'll have the inside line here. He looks to get the job done. Yes, he's got it done. He's in the third place. Nice move there from Disappointed. Gets himself up in that podium position. And it looks like he will be immediately setting his sights on Lunacy, who's quickly been dropped by Diswood early on. That being said, the dirty air from these cars might be wreaking havoc here with Disappointed in his attempts. Although that being said, there is a call for the safety car again. Not sure what's happened here. Go a bit further back. Yes, Duran 50 has got damage on his car. Very heavy damage there. So Lunacy finally in the pits. Looks like he'll be taking a fresh set of tyres. Duran repairing his damage. So it's now Diswood 1 leading the way from Disappointed. Ruddy McForehead sitting in third place. EBM at Brandosa in fourth. And Spud P666 sitting in sixth place. Then we have Lurox, who was well off the pace early on in this affair. And he's now back up into sixth place. A good recovery, probably aided by a lot of the safety cars. So I just spotted some clouds forming in the background of this race. We did start under sunny conditions, so that may be an ominous warning that we're about to see some wet weather racing take place. Soul Reaper up in 7th place. I don't believe he's actually pitted yet. And then the sister SDRT car of John 27 sitting in 8th position. Then we have Loudy Dark Mist. Gaban's in the top 10. And just sitting outside top 10 is Speedy Tyres in 11th. So Slayer in 12th. Lunacy, fresh set of soft tyres after that pit stop. He's in 13th. He'll be looking to make a charge up the field here. And then Joram 50, who'll be on the march to come back from that engine damage he just suffered. So we'll just take a short break from commentary for a second as they sit under safety car conditions. If you're tuning in with us tonight, make sure to leave a bit of a comment in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from, as we have a bit of downtime here under the safety car. But I believe it'll shortly be heading back into pit lane. We'll quickly resume racing here at the Ardennes 250. Plenty of fuel saving going on from Diswood under safety car. Getting himself in that higher gear, making sure he conserves as much as possible. Save some time in pit lane. So confirmation safety car will be in this lap. Safety car clear of the field. Diswood 1 leading them back into green flag racing. So we click over to lap 17 right now. It's Diswood leading the field into turn 1 as we're back racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. Disappointed getting close behind Diswood here on the restart as all the cars file through turn 1. As the skies are getting much darker here. The threat of rain very much approaching soon. Bit of a moment there from Spud. He's got some damage on the rear end. He's dropped down to 7th place here. And he seems to be suffering badly here from this incident. Not sure where it's come from. That being said, must have been contact between himself and Brandosa, as Brandosa suffered some front damage. You would assume that maybe some front to rear contact between the two cars being the cause of this. And it's certainly letting these first 3 cars get well ahead. As it's now a 6-second margin between Brandosa and Diswood. As Lurox now sweeps past into 4th place. John 27 following through rather quickly. And then Spud closing in. So Brandosa heading to the pits. That puts Spud back up to 6th place. Soul Reaper heading the pit lane. He's going to complete his first stop by the looks of things. As Diswood out to a 2-second lead after 1 lap back in racing. As the battle for the minor positions comes between Disappointed and Ratty McForehead. As they have a large gap over the 4th place runner of Lurox 22. So that's probably the main battle pack, as we just catch John 27 moving around the outside of Lurox into 4th place. And a bit of an aggressive move there from Spud. A little bit of contact between himself and Lurox. Lurox hanging on to the position there. Lurox a bit out of control. Heading out of No Name Corner. And again getting all out of shape. This will open the door for Spud to run side by side. And it looks like Speedy Tyres wants to get involved in this action as well. Spud up into 5th place. He does have a penalty hanging over his head though, which he'll have to serve very shortly. This could really bring the likes of Lurox and Speedy Tyres back ahead. So Spud serves that penalty. Speedy Tyres looking to go alongside. Lurox has moved ahead into 5th place. And Lunacy's going to run side by side with his teammate, which is making things really awkward between the two. And another half-second penalty just picked up from Spud. So all the efforts to get back alongside Lurox all coming to naught. So run side by side again through turn 1. This battle here really letting John 27 get ahead of the 2 cars, or in fact the big battle pack that's behind him. He's gapped the field by 2.5 seconds in this last lap alone. Even with some front aero damage to the car. And Spud back in 5th place, but he's got another penalty hanging over him. Now Lurox coming under all sorts of pressure from Speedy Tyres and Lunacy. And then a bit further behind is his teammate of Loudy Darkmist. This would probably be one of the longest stints of green flag running we've had so far. Hopefully I don't put the commentator's curse on it. So we see Spud having to slow down again for another penalty. The Speedy Tyres and Lurox go side by side, and Spud's probably going to cause a bit of an issues here. So Lurox back into 5th place again, thanks to another penalty from Spud. Lunacy and Speedy Tyres going side by side again into the bus stop. I'm getting a bit of deja vu here. This time around, Lurox and Spud don't go side by side through turn 1. And instead, Spud getting a bit out of shape there on the exit. That might leave him vulnerable to the likes of Speedy Tyres and Lunacy as we head towards through Eau Rouge and down to Kemmel Straight. Speedy Tyres and his teammate Lunacy side by side. Speedy Tyres holding on to that 7th spot for this stage. There's some very tense racing between this pack of 5 cars. All fighting it out for a spot in the top 5. Lurox doing his best to hold off this pack behind him. Spud looks to go to the outside. He gets out in the marbles though. And that puts the pressure on to Speedy Tyres, who tries to get alongside. He's going to move up into 6th place. And Lunacy gets underneath as well, so Spud, in the space of the laps, shuffled from 5th to 8th place. Cloudy Darkness serving a penalty there. That's going to put him into the clutches of Gabans and Duram 50, who both move ahead. So that's dropped Cloudy Darkness out of the top 10. And Gabans and Duram are now up into 9th and 10th respectively. And Lurox really being the cork in the bottle here. So he sits in 5th place, and then he's got a whole host of cars right behind looking to take his position. Speedy Tyres getting a great run there through Eau Rouge. He's tucked right up and underneath the rear wing of that Nissan number 22. And he's going to sweep around the outside here at the end of the straight and move into 5th place. Bit of contact there between Lurox and Lunacy. It looks like Lunacy had to take through the bitumen runoff there to avoid contact. And he's going to take a wide berth there and give the spot back to Lurox. So Speedy Tyres set himself free into 5th place, and now he's gapped the field by 2.7 seconds in only a matter of a few corners. And now it's Lunacy all over the back of Lurox. Van Spud P666 getting a bit out of shape there. Just behind in 8th. Duram 50 up into 9th, getting ahead of Gabans. But all of these cars all looking for a way around to free themselves of this battle. And I believe Lunacy's just moved himself ahead of Lurox. So Lunacy up in the 6th place. Lurox isn't going down without a fight though. Takes a look to the inside at the bus stop, but nothing happening there. And now Lunacy's starting to gap himself from Lurox. Now it looks like it'll be Spud's turn to try again. Hopefully this time around he won't be picking himself up a corner cutting penalty. Spud looking to the outside this time around. Nearly gets the job done. He runs a bit wide though and gets out of control. That's dropping down into 9th place. So couldn't quite get the move pulled off. And really pays the price for it. It's now Duram looking to the inside of Lurox. Sweeps into 7th place, although Lurox still isn't giving that up. He's run wide. That's going to open a door for Spud to get ahead. And possibly his teammate Loudy Darkness. Not sure if Lurox chose to run a bit wide there, but he's gotten himself out of control there. Now he's all the way down to 11th place. Looks like he's suffering a bit from damage. As Gaban's now all over the back of him looking for a way past. In amongst all this though, I think we've missed change for 2nd spot between Ruddy McForehead and Disappointed. The 2 cars keeping close together here. It's an 11-second gap now between these two and John 27 in 4th place. Just looking at the gaps here. John is about 5 seconds ahead of Speedy Tyres. Lunacy 3 seconds further back. Then Duram another 2 seconds back from Lunacy. Then 4.5 seconds between him and N-Spud. And then Loudy Darkness sitting in 9th. Just close behind, as well as Sir Slayer in 10th. Lurox really dropping off this group now after being passed. He is suffering from a bit of damage though. Likewise for Gabans, who has some minor damage on the rear end. Then we've got Brandosa running in 13th, and Soul Reaper has made the move for wet tyres. I don't know if it's actually raining yet. So has he seen the rain approaching on the radar and made a call here to swap over to the wet tyres? This could be very well timed from him. As we see the raindrops starting to fall now on the screen. Disappointed and Ruddy McForehead both into the pit lane. Same for John 27. Speedy Tyres choosing to stay out. Let's see how well this move pays off. Speedy Tyres and Diswood, the only 2 drivers staying out on track. As the rain begins to fall here at Spa. So the MSR 45 on the wet tyres, same here for Disappointed in the number 95. All cars on the wets. Let's see how this pans out for Diswood. It's a rain indicators looking like it's only just now starting to be wet enough for the switch in tyres. And I think Diswood now starting to feel the loss of grip here from those wet conditions. You would have to assume that he will be heading towards pit lane this time around. As he crawls through the bus stop chicane towards pit lane. So he'll be in for a set of wet tyres. Speedy Tyres running wide there. He's really suffering now in these wet conditions on the slick tyres. And he's just dropped down to 4th place. As this battle resumes between Ratty McForehead and Disappointed. Speedy Tyres off into gravel. Very ill-fated move here from Speedy. And he's going to have to limp it on into the pits. If he doesn't suffer too much damage or too many off-track excursions in the process. As John 27 rapidly approaching, yes, he sweeps past into 4th place. Well, Speedy Tyres really struggling to get the power down here. Diswood out of pit lane into the lead. Let's see what the gap is between two. Oh, he gets all out of shape down the end of the straight. That definitely wasn't what he wanted. Not sure if he had a bit of an aquaplaning moment in the wet conditions. The gap between himself and Ratty McForehead, 24 seconds. So a bit of breathing space there for Diswood. Almost seems like he's played this strategy game to perfection. As he's been in the right place at the right time for this rain. Disappointed really turning up the pressure on Ratty McForehead here. In the battle for 2nd place. John 27 comfortably sitting in 4th. We're going to see rounding out top 5 of Duran 50 and 6. Speedy Tyres only just getting into the pits now for his stop. He'll certainly be questioning why he didn't pit at a lap earlier. As he comes out back in 13th position. So probably I'd say the first major mistake of the season from our current championship leader. As we've got the safety car out on track. Not sure what's going on here. Safety car has been called. Who is it for though? Slayer has damage. Speedy. It's Gabans. Gabans has taken damage here. So I think the move to intermediates was the wrong call there for Gabans. He's suffered from a lack of grip as a result. It looks like everyone else is on the wet tyres, so intermediate's not the right call here for Gabans. And the resulting crash has now caused a safety car here on lap 25 of the race. So the 24-second lead from Diswood 1 now vanished all the way to less than a second as the safety car brings the field back together. It probably should have been expected that this would happen as the rains came in. That we'd end up seeing an incident. We'd bring the field back together in this race. So we're now inside of 10 laps to go. Diswood 1 leading the way in the number 1 CP Motorsports Honda. Ruddy McForehead sitting in second in the number 45 Matchbuds Racing Lexus. And we have Disappointed in third. He's in the number 95 It's Racing Esports Honda. John 27 TCT. Become accustomed to seeing him in the number 34 Honda in the It's Racing Esports stable in the last couple of weeks. But he's made a move into the number 26 car to take place as a reserve for tonight. We see Duran 50 rounding out top 5. TH Lunacy sitting in 6. And Spud P666 in 7th. Loudy Dark Mist 8th. Lurox 22 in 9th position. Brandosa rounding out the top 10. Speedy Tyres, he'll be thankful that this safety car has come. The gamble to stay out for an extra lap certainly not paying off. But at least now with the safety car, he'll be right in there. Right on the back of the field. Well, probably not quite the back of the field. Probably in the middle now with a few cars pitting in. But he'll be within touch of the leaders. Anything will be possible from here on in. So rolling around here under safety car. Big shout out to Rugworth commenting on the YouTube comment section, letting us know he's watching along from across the ditch in New Zealand. The band's still on intermediates. I'm not sure what the go is there. Whether he thinks this is a better move or what, but unless they don't have wet weather tyres available to him, which would be a rather strange occurrence here, but he is running around at a pace slower than the safety car at this point. Safety car's been called in this lap. Sir Slayer and Soul Reaper still to catch up to the safety car. Caban's at this stage, I think he's going to be overtaken by the safety car, as he's running around on intermediate tyres. And he's really in a world of pain here. So two of our cars towards the back of the field, Sir Slayer and Soul Reaper slowly catching up to the field as we prepare to go back racing. For some reason I think Caban's does not have wet weather tyres, because if he does, he surely would have had to come into the pits and replace them. Intermediates for wets. I'd nearly say he's probably forgotten to buy some wet weather tyres. There's the Nightwalker now accelerating away from the field. This time around it'll be 8 laps to go. Diswood 1 leading the field. Ruddy McForhead in second, Disappointing third. John 27 in fourth, Dram 50 in fifth. This time around it's Diswood getting on the gas quite early. Not sure if that was an ideal move, as the cars slip and slide all over the place as we go back racing. Ruddy McForhead losing a lot of traction, Disappointed going to attack into turn 1, makes a move around the outside. Can he make this stick? Ruddy McForhead leaving as little room as possible, but Disappointed getting the job done. He moves into second place. Of course, Disappointed, our winner about 13 months ago in our wet weather sprint round here at Spa. Of course, we made 2 visits to this circuit last year, so Disappointed, the winner of our wet weather round last year, so he has some good form in these conditions. And he's going to hunt down the last time winner here at Spa in Diswood. So our 2 2021 winners searching for that race win here in 2022. John 27 holding on to 4th place at the moment. So we have Dram 50 and N-Spud in 5th and 6th. Spud sweeps through into 4th. Someone's into the fence there. I believe that was Lunacy. And John 27's gone around. He's dropping down the order. He's into 11th now. As he goes through the grass. That's engine damage for him though. So I believe that yes, this will be another safety car. Diswood out to a 2.5 second lead. That's going to be quickly erased here. So Lunacy into the pits. He's going to repair his damage. John 27 also in the pits. Caban's just slowly idling around. Sadly, he's well off the pace now. At least one, maybe 2 laps down here. Fortunate news out of all this is that this will likely be our last safety car of the race. As we head to towards 5 laps to go. We're actually 7 laps to go at this point. I'd assume a couple of laps on the safety car will take us to 5 to go, which is a magical number where we won't see another appearance from the safety car until for the rest of the race. Is the field doing a bit better job of bunching up here compared to last time? Got Soul Reaper, Lunacy and John looking to catch up the field. I think Caban's has parked it in the pit lane for now. Must have been a bit of an issue there with his car. Probably the lack of wet weather tyres suitable to do the job being one of those big issues. So Diswood crossing the line, starting lap 31. Lunacy catching up to the back of the field. We just got John to come up to the back of this field. Nightwalker giving the call, safety car coming in this lap. Marshall waving the blue flag. Of course, Gran Turismo's game system unable to differentiate between the safety car that's not actually competing in the race and instructing the marshals to hand out a blue flag, which I'm sure will be promptly ignored by the driver. Oh, a bit of moment there from Ruddy McForhead, getting all out of shape. Thankfully the teammate in front of Enspud, teammate behind him, Enspud, managing to hold station, allow Ruddy to get his spot back. Lurok's up in the 6th place for all this drama. Cloudy Darkness sitting in 7th. Brandosa in 8th. Speedy Tyres up to 9th. He'll be looking to charge through the field, salvage some good haul of points from this race. Band's making his way back out on track. I must admit, even though he hasn't prepared himself with wet tyres, this is a very valiant effort, as he hasn't given up on this one. So we get ready to go back racing. This will lead the field back to this final restart. As he crosses the line, there'll be 5 laps to go. No more safety cars here in this one. As Diswood balances traction and speed on this restart, he leads the field into turn 1. Disappointed following, not too far behind. Certainly not under pressure like Ratty McForehead was last time around. Ratty sitting in 3rd place. Teammate and Spud P666 in 4th. It's Duram 50 in 5th. Lurox 22 sitting in 6th place, close behind. Looking to advance his way up the field in these closing laps. A bit out of shape from Lurox as he chases down a top 5 finish. That's going to bring him under pressure from his teammate Loudy Darkness. Although they all hold station as someone looks the inside there. Is that Speedy Tyres looking for 9th spot? Doesn't quite get it. As he's all over the back of EBM Brandosa. Now he makes a move down the inside. And he gets the job done for 8th. A little bit of contact there of Loudy Darkness as he tries to get 2 in 1 corner. Doesn't quite get the job done though. Speedy getting out of shape there a bit. Brandosa taking advantage of it to get back into 8th. These two swapping positions in the closing stages of this race. Every point counting for all of them. As we are under torrential conditions here at Spa-Francorchamps. Round 4 of the Trackstar's Touring Car Series. What started under sunny blue skies is now turned into a full-on wet weather race towards the end. And a 5-lap sprint to the finish. Lurox now coming under pressure from Duram 50. Although that being said, he's just pulled out a massive gap there down the straight. I'm not sure what happened there. Spud and Ratty McForehead fighting it out for the last spot on the podium. Disappointed, just pulling a small gap out in 2nd place. So and Spud making the move into 3rd. Ratty McForehead just moving over to the side. Nearly had a bit of an aquaplane moment there. As we've got a group of cars all fighting it out. Lurox again sitting in 5th place. Duram getting all out of shape coming out of that corner. That opened the door for Loudy Darkness to move up into 6th place. Brandosa looks for a move. He runs a bit wide here. He's going to drop down to 9th. Speedy Tyres up the inside of Duran 50. Looks to make the move run into 7th, but Duran 50 getting back ahead. All the cars slipping and sliding around here, fighting for every bit of traction they can get. Nearly 850 horsepower in these cars, and they're probably trying to use as little of it as possible to get some grip around here. Speedy Tyres Duran 50 continuing to fight this one out. Looks like Speedy's got himself up in the 7th here. And he'll be now aiming the set sight towards the pair of RoboSport racing cars in Loudy Dark Mist and Lurox 22. That gap between Spud and Disappointed still about 1.6, 1.8 seconds. As Diswood continuing his charge towards victory here, out to a 3.67 second lead. Disappointed doing everything he can to keep Diswood in his sights. Hoping to chase down his first win of the season. There's Loudy Dark Mist, he's moved up into 5th place. I think we've missed an incident here, yes. Lurox has taken engine damage here. And crucially, there's less than 5 laps to go, so no safety car for him. As Brandosa sneaks through. Speedy Tyres has damage as well. Our championship leader is in trouble. He's travelling slowly down to Kemmel Straight. He's got damage in nearly every part of the car. And his hopes of a strong result are quickly flashing before his eyes. So we just jump ahead. It's like Spud had a bit of a moment there. That's allowed Ratty McForhead to close in. His two teammates will be looking not to do anything too silly in these closing laps. Of course, they'll be looking to get their own drivers' championship points, but more crucially, the last thing you want to do is crash into each other in such treacherous conditions at such a late stage of the race and cost yourself plenty of team points. We cross the Disappointed, he gets all out of shape here as he pushes the limits, trying to keep pace with Diswood, but Diswood out to a 5-second lead. Looks to be cruising towards victory in this one as he crosses the line. 2 laps remaining in this race. I think Diswood's had a bit of a moment, not Diswood, Disappointed's had a bit of a moment that's allowed Spud to close in a little bit. So we've got a yellow flag, I believe. Yes, that would be for the car of Gabans as he's pulling to the side, letting the field past, causing as little drama as possible. And Spud closing in on Disappointed for 2nd place. Both drivers hanging it all out on the line. Really pushing the limits of their vehicles. Loudy Dark Mist holding down 5th place here at the moment. Could possibly come under pressure from Duran 50. Though in situations like this, it is hard to really press yourself forward. Once you get behind someone, Very much need to rely on a mistake. Awesome, very strong pace advantage over the car in front to really get past. Dram 50 running in 6th. Brandosa in 7th. Lunacy sitting in 8th. So Slayer holding down 9th place, and then Soul Reaper sitting in 10th. Fine effort there from him when you consider the likes of Lurox, Speedy Tyres, John, and even Gabans all sitting behind him at this stage of the race. So Lurox heading to the bus stop chicane for the penultimate time in this race. Out to a 6.6 second lead over the rest of the field. As he crosses the line to begin his final lap of the race here. Disappointed out to a 3.3 second margin. Ratty McForehead has moved up into 3rd place. I think there's been a bit of an incident there from Spud. He's taken some damage as John 27 pulls aside, allows them to go ahead. Bit of a close battle here between Loudy Darkness and Duram 50. As they fight over a position, top 5 result. Final lap, chances are running out to advance your position. Ram 50 looking for a way around. Loudy Darkness runs wide, not quite the opening he wanted. Duram really can't take advantage of it though. All Duram can really do is just keep the pressure on, but I think we're going to have to head towards the front of the field. So we've got Diswood. Heading towards the finish line. Completing his final lap of the race. He took the early lead in the dry weather. He headed to the pit lane, worked himself towards the front again. The rains came, the heavens opened up, flooded the track. And it made no difference at all to Diswood as he heads out of the bus stop chicane for the final time. And it's Diswood who takes victory here at Spa-Francorchamps in round 4 of the Trackstar's Touring Car Series. Another victory there for CP Motorsports. Disappointed crosses the line in 2nd. Ratty McForehead taking 3rd place on the final step of the podium. The MSR teammate and team leader Spud crossing the line in 4th. There goes John 27 in 13th. Duram 50 gets that spot over Loudy. He'll take the top 5 finish. Loudy Darkness only just over Ruby and Brandosa for 6th. Brandosa finishing 7th. Lunacy crossed the line in 8th. Seth Slayer 1991. Called in at the last moment. He'll pick up a fine top 10 finish here. Likewise for Soul Reaper on his Trackstars Touring Car Series debut. And Speedy Tyres, after the misfortunes he's had, crosses the line in 11th. Not the result the championship leader would have hoped for. And then it's just Lurox 22 and Gabans to come across the line. And Loroc's deciding to inflict a bit more engine damage, as if he hasn't already suffered enough. Of course, the engine damage being the theme of the last 12 months from Loroc's. Especially the number of engines he went through at Bathurst. But he'll come across the line now and take 12th place. Caban's heading towards the finish line. But it's the number 1 Snowstore CP Motorsports Honda of Diswood 1 who's taken victory here today in the Ardennes 250. It's another Honda. I'm disappointed. Carrying the number 95 It's Racing Esports Honda to second place. Ruddy McFaw heads. Third place, Mass Spots Racing. And number 45. So there you have it, 250 kilometres of racing in the books. And everything the elements could throw at us. And through it all was Diswood 1 who took victory here in round 4 of the Trackstars Touring Car Championship. Of course, we gave you a quick rundown of the field just before. So not much left to do here. Of course, next weekend, next Sunday night, it'll be a short trip across Europe as we head to Austria for the Styrian Sprint at the Red Bull Ring. But for now at Trackstars, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed the racing that these guys have put on offer for us. And we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday